So, welcome, my dear friends. So, let us start the today's class. So, first, the thing is that what we are going to discuss today is that the advanced version of the topic which we have left last week. So, first thing we have to understand, we have spoke about cardiac MI, and we have to understand what we understood what is the MI and what is the pathophysiological process and what are the medicines to recover it. But one thing we have left out, what is that actually? So coming to the point, so what we can do is that okay, so cardiac repair and regeneration. See, the heart is unable to regenerate heart muscle after a heart attack, and lost cardiac muscle is replaced by the scar tissue. Okay, the scar tissue does not contribute to cardiac contractile force. So what happens whenever it has lost its virginality? What will happen? So it's not able to function properly. If it is not able to function properly, what you get? There will be an ECG pathological Q wave findings. You get it. So what will happen? Because see, hence it is not regenerated. This cardiac muscle is not regenerated over time. The heart muscles eventually fails, leading to development of heart failure. So if a patient had experienced MI, so somehow he has been saved, it does not mean that he's saved forever. So the same problem, the same pathological process can happen each and every time. So what we can do to in order to regenerate the cell, that is the point. Usually what are the things today, what all the scientific research has been conducted? So what in Ayurhomeo we can do it, let us discuss. Okay, coming to the next slide. So you have to understand what is cardiac calcification. So you understood that. So calcium the calcium is inside the cell, sodium, potassium, it's outside the cell. Whenever the 3 molecules of sodium enters in, 1 calcium molecule will go out. So as the time goes, what will happen? As the aging process, the calcium retention will increase. Henceforth, what will happen? The calcification of the septal wall will take place. So this is one of the aging process. So what we could do in this process? So let us understand the mechanism. Now we see about myocardial repair after myocardial infarction. So there are several cellular changes that occurs in the myocardium following myocardial infarction. During the first 6 to 12 hours, a process of coagulative necrosis occurs, and the fibers at the periphery of the infarct become elongated and narrow with signs of vascular degeneration. What will happen? It starts necrosis, no blood supply, so that forms a scar. Getting the point? So that is a process. You can just go through. Cardiac regeneration and cell therapy. This is the more important topic where we are interested in. The heart, which has been considered as a terminally developed organ with no potential for regeneration in postnatal life. Understood? There is no scope for regeneration at all. Has recently been recognized to possess some intrinsic repairability. Okay, currently there are 2 complementary theories about the process of intrinsic repair in the heart after ischemic injury. So what are the process? Okay, one is myocytes re-enter this cell cycle and start the process of proliferation, regeneration, and repair of necrotic tissue. That is the one way that it regains its shape, not completely. Anyhow, a part by part will get regenerated, not exactly, but a complete necrosis in the sense it forms a scar, but still the besides cells get cardiomyocytes re-enter the cell, and that process will undergo in it. So certain endogenous cardiac stem cells undergo growth and differentiation. Okay, regulated either by secreted inflammatory factor of autocrine regulation. Both mechanism may be involved in the process of heart regeneration. They do not know exactly. That could be the possibly the chances. Currently, the research focus it on how to translate the preclinical cell-based results into effective clinical treatment. In order to repair human heart, it is crucial to identify the appropriate cell type and optimum route to deliver it. So we have understood by the preclinical experience. So if we give one protein, so the required protein, there is every possibility to regenerate. So how to take that protein and get into the heart, and how the scars formation will be reversed, that's next coming slide we'll be able to understand. So now we have to understand what is paracrine effect. Very important. Regenerative medicine is the science of repairing diseased and damaged cell, understood, or tissues. This can be accomplished in two ways. First, stem cell can directly replace the diseased cell by engrafting and differentiating into the required cell. One thing is what we can do, whatever the necrosed part, you just remove it and replace it with the your cell. Okay, that is one type. So this is what happened during the bone marrow transplants. Okay, where the donor stem cell replaced the patient's blood and immune system. Okay, in the same way. The second method of regenerative medicine is paracrine effect. In this mechanism, some of the specialized donor cell act to stimulate the patient's cell to repair the diseased tissue without the donor cell contributing directly to the new tissue. This is very much important. See, this is one mechanism where you induce some protein or some medicine, so which will activate the heart necrosed cell to get regenerated. So this is a second way of regeneration. In many preclinical studies of stem cell transplants, investigators observed that damaged patient tissue was repaired after transplant. But when the new tissue was analyzed, there was a noticeable absence of donor cell. Okay, what happened? Say they given one transplant. Okay, now here it started to regenerate, but where the patient, even though they examined the few other tissues where that type of medicine or that type of stem cell was not introduced, but still it also sustained to retaliate or recover from the injury. That was the key point we have to remember. So upon further investigation, scientists were able to demonstrate that the donor stem cell were secreting factor that triggers the patient's cell to repair tissue themselves. It's something, stimulator. So by its stimulation, so tissue starts regenerating. So need not give the particular thing to the heart. So if you give something such that cardiac cell will regenerate by itself, that is the mode of the clinical studies which we are here doing. So mammals would have a wound repair mechanism that on its own can only deal with small wounds and is incapable of repairing large wounds or regenerating new functioning tissue instead of just scar tissue. Okay, but studies of the paracrine effect have demonstrated that mammalian tissue does contain cells capable of regeneration. They just need to receive the appropriate signal to initiate the regeneration and repair. So we are also the same. What happens if it is small wound? What will happen? Automatically it will close. If it goes to a long wound, what will happen? The healing mechanism will go slow. So especially whenever whenever the organs are affected, so there is every possibility of getting scar is more. So we have to supplement few triggering factors, few proteins by which in which the cells which is being damaged get initiation, so that it starts regenerating by its own. So that is the most powerful thing of what we are teaching today. The paracrine mechanism has turned out to be very beneficial. At first, most scientists were disappointed that transplanted donor cell often did not contribute directly to new tissue, but the advantages of having the paracrine effect soon became apparent. The most important observation was that even though the donor cell was short-lived, so whatever the proteins or any initiator we give for a short duration of time, they are very short-lived. It will not sustain for longer duration. Okay, even though it is being given, it lived for a short live, they had a long-term effect on tissue regeneration. It's something like, no, we give a in a 4x400 relay, we give a stick. So even though we are slow, the person who is leading, so he'll be fast and it will take the regeneration part. So even though we are slow, so there is really require of a ignition. There should be really a fire to completely burn a forest, but it is really required. 1 liter is maximum sufficient, where you can lit little bit of fire. So when it keeps on getting fired up, so whole forest could be burnt off. So in the same way, there is a possibility of developing what? A certain protein or certain medicine which will trigger the particular cell to get regeneration. So this is our mode of thinking. Getting the point? So the fact that donor cell do not have a persist in order to achieve a cure via the paracrine effect has the implication that unmatched donor cell can be used. Now you have to understand this sentence very perfectly. Unmatched donor cell, that is, so you are having MI, humans. So even though humans are being affected, so where you can use the different animals or different modalities, okay, of the proteins. So even though it also get very much well adapted. So that is a thing which is being told here. The unmatched cell will survive for 1 to 2 weeks in a patient before they get rejected. Understood? And this is enough time for the cell to initiate tissue regeneration by dispensing, okay, with the need to find matched donor cell. Therapies have relied on the paracrine effect are open to many more patients. So it's very, very much important thing we are discussing. In addition, studies have indicated that the paracrine effect is amplified because the donor cell are attracted to the damaged tissue that need their help. So what will happen wherever it requires itself? So there is one similarity. So if you take a MI patient, okay, so you take the heart of an goat. So there is a similarity, heart. So samana vriddhi karanam. Okay, the same thing. Whatever it is being taken orally, which is having the effect of an organ, qualities of an organ, what will happen? The same thing will tend to increase. That is the concept and theory of Ayurveda, and also similus similuribus, what homeopathy will tell, the same concept. So we are going according to the concept without changing any disturbance in our concept. So in the same way, coming to, so preclinical studies have demonstrated the efficiency of mesenchymal cells and cord blood cells for the treatment of neural, heart, kidney, muscles based diseases. These have been conveniencing result on the neuroprotective effect of cord blood cells. In one study, cord blood cells were used to treat spinal cord injury. The transplanted cells were only present for 7 to 10 days, but were able to reduce the wound lesion and significantly improve the mobility in the hind limbs of the spinal cord injured rats when compared to the injured animal that did not receive the cord blood cells. Getting the point? So bone marrow, adipose tissue, derived stromal cells and precytes are known to produce cardioprotective cytokines that would be enhanced by genetic engineering. So now we have an idea that, see, we told that rasa rakta mamsa meda asti. So asti majja shukra, this is the 7th dhatu. So now what we understood that cardioprotective cytokines are where it is present in the stromal cells, that is adipose, that is meda, that is rasa rakta mamsa meda. So when meda, because when we say regarding the heart is composed of what? The calcium depot. So it requires very much calcium and potassium, sodium. So whenever the asti is not properly formed, for example, whenever the patient is having osteoporotic changes, it means that body is preserving all the calcium to the heart, and then only it will give to the what? Bones. Getting the point? So what will happen if all the things from the meda, it directly, if heart will take, asti get porostic, because there is a in gap, this from meda, heart, then only to the asti. So the concept will develop that. So the body has trying to recover or to maintain the heart. Getting the point? So we understood that. So by the meda, that is by the protein, by the fat, so there is something that could be very much helpful to the heart. Getting the point? So these cells have immunosuppressive properties which allow their usage as potential allogenic drug. Additionally, the cell factor can reduce regression from myocardial inches of tissue resident stem cells. The pancreatic, the parencrine effect alone would be enough to relieve severe heart failure with extended scars. So this is a thing where you can just go through. The new potential cell-based treatment to deal with AMI derived from animal research in which mononuclear cells from bone marrow or peripheral blood were used in cardiac repair. Ongoing research in cardiac development and stem cell biology, as well as recent results from clinical trial, what is happening? Using resident cardiac stem cell have improved our understanding of in-suit heart system. The first nano-randomized trial in humans showed that there was improvement in cardiac function after the infusion of bone marrow stem cell and progenitor stem cell into the myocardium affected by the infraction. So what is happening now? So bone marrow, that is from asti, that is it's going to the bone marrow. So when we give the poshana of the bone marrow to the asti, it start regenerating as the regeneration process, which has been stopped because it's not getting sufficient required minerals or proteins which is essential for regeneration. That is why it is happened. So now we have to understand one thing. So the rasa rakta mamsa meda, so the process of rasa rakta mamsa meda was not been completely correct. There will be a block. There is no proper absorption assimilation, no proper hemoglobin is formed, no proper muscle tissue is formed, then no proper adipose tissue is formed, then only the patient goes for a cardiac attack or MI. Now what you are doing? So if you want to regenerate it, you have to take the poshana of the asti or majjadata which is being settled. So if you want to plant in a pot, you have to take good mud. If you want to plant, if you go to a forest and if you put something, some plant, you need not require much good soil where it will be a fertile thing. In the same way, if you want to cultivate something, you have to take the mud from the more matured or more fertile area, then only we have to inject. See what happens in PRP, platelet-rich plasma therapy. They keep on centrifuging the things, and the fifth layer is been taken, added with growth factor, and they will be injecting into the hair. So hair follicles where hair development will be very fast, and also it is given a spinal injection also to recover from the stroke. Okay, and many such in the gangrene and many such case they are doing the same thing. So what they are doing actually, you tell me, taking the supermost powerful part from the blood and they are injecting. That is why they are getting the good result. So what here we are doing now, so one thing, we have to open the channel from Rasa Rakta Mamsa Meda, that channel, that Avarodha should not be there. And in a way, when we have to regenerate means we have to give certain things by which heart regenerates. Now we are going straight away with the, we are taking the medicines along the detox medicine, which was been explained in the last session. So along with that, we are taking the heart of the goat. So immersing in the alcohol along with it. Why along with it we have to immerse means, see, because the proteins get denatured by the highest pH of 2.5 pH of alcohol will denature the protein. So whenever you want to add the medicines of, like whenever you want to add the heart, what you have to do is that you have to add first medicine which is having the what do you call, mucilin effect. That is like, it will increase the pH. I told you, I have showed one photo. No, immediately after adding the medicine to the alcohol, the pH went to 5.1. Okay, the same time, the same moment. So when it has been kept for some other time, it came up to 6 pH. So at this pH, if you are adding after 24 hours, then you have to leave for 2 days. You have to then we have to use this medicine. After 3 days, only you have to use this medicine. By using this medicine, let me share you one experience. One patient was suffering from cardiac asthma, where he was given all sorts of steroids and deriphyllin, where still he was not able to come out of it. Like whenever he sleeps, there was he was not able to sleep at all. Like he was feeling like breathlessness and difficulty in breathing. He used to sit. So what happened when he came to me? I have done ECG. When I understood there is a pathological Q wave in his ECG, I given this medicine to him and given few tips how to do the yogasana, few breathing exercise. The same day of giving medicine as well as the yogasana, he was able to sleep comfortably. And when again he came on the next week, I have made one more ECG, where that I was astonished to see that, there was 50% reduction in pathological Q wave. So which made me to think that this medicine is very really effective, which can regenerate the cardiac cell. That's why I am sharing my experience. This is just one experience I told you. As I got many experience of these cases, then on me I am giving my techniques to you people. Okay, next. So muscles. So skeletal muscles, I will not go deep into it. So skeletal muscles contain numerous satellite cells underneath the basal lamina, as shown in the photograph. Okay, when muscles is damaged, these cells are stimulated to divide. After dividing, cell fuses with existing muscle fiber to regenerate and repair the damaged fiber. So the skeletal muscle fiber themselves cannot divide. However, muscle fibers can lay down new protein and enlarge. That's why there is a problem of hypertrophy. Getting the point? So cardiac muscles can also hypertrophy. However, there is no equal to cell to the satellite cell found in the skeletal muscle. Thus, when cardiac muscle cell dies, they cannot replace. Smooth cells have the greatest capacity to smooth cell have the greatest capacity to regenerate of all the muscle cell types. The smooth muscle cells themselves retain the ability to divide and can increase in number this way. Okay. So as we have seen the cardiac muscles, why it's not able to regenerate, this is the problem. As well as this, a new cell can be produced by the division of the cell called pericytes that lies along the some small blood vessels. Fermented foods. Fermentation is the, now we will talk about why I have selected the alcohol medium. You will be able to understand. So because many will ask, why you ask taken the alcohol? You could have done some lehya, ajavamsa rasayana or something like that. So why means the explanation is over here. Fermentation is conversion of carbohydrates to alcohol and carbon dioxide to organic acids using microorganism. Note the point. Fermentation in food processing typically is the conversion of carbohydrates to alcohol and carbon dioxide or organic acids using the yeast, bacteria, or combination of all those things. So it's a simple term. We will be able to sugar into ethanol, the science of fermentation that you can go through. Historically, when studying the fermentation of sugar to alcohol by yeast, Louis Pasteur conducted that fermentation was catalyzed by a vital force called as ferments within the yeast cell. The ferments were thought to function only within the living organism. Alcoholic fermentation is an act correlated with the life and organization of yeast cell, not with the dead or putrefaction of the cell. Note the point. So alcohol will retain its capacity not in the necrotic cell. So it's when there is a life, then only the alcohol is being fermentation possible. Fermentation usually implies that the action of microorganism is desirable. This process is used to produce alcoholic beverages such as wine, gin, and all. Food fermentation has been said to serve 5 main purpose. Enrichment of the diet. So we use the alcohol in food also. See, sometimes you might see that in foreign dishes, the cook or chef will take some in tawa, some food, add something and lit it. So flame will come above the tawa. So what is the use of it? So enrichment of the diet through the development of diversities of flavor, aroma, texture. So you can just try it. Okay. Preservation of substantial amount of food through lactic acid, alcohol, acidic, and alkaline fermentation. Biological enrichment of food substrate with protein, essential amino acid, essential fatty acids, and vitamins. So it will not destroy the proteins and essential amino acids. Getting the point? So elimination of anti-nutrients. Okay. A decrease in cooking time and fuel requirement. So whenever you cook the protein, what will happen? It get denatured and it will not be used for any medical purpose. Getting the point? So there is very much required that we have to preserve that protein. Then only it will be helpful. So in homeopathy, we prepare placental tincture and it's used in many conditions. Okay. Then so we use commonly known as insulin. This is a drug made from insulin, a active principle of pancreas that affects the glucose metabolism in our body. So this technology is not very new in Ayurhomeo. See, this all been really used in a homeopathy in all the systems. So it's not anything new that we are doing. The hormones testosterone is a single most important factor that decides fertility in human. So what happens? Charaka in context of Vajikarna, that is for treatment of infertility. So goat testis boiled in milk, that is exogenous testosterone has a. So we are only having 10 minutes now. So after 10 minutes, I think we will log into one more. I told no Google Meet. So please log into it after that. Okay. So Charaka has been has given this idea of using the improving the sperm count by using the goat testicles of the goat. So what is there in testis of the goat? Nutrients they can go through: protein, cholesterol, fat, sodium. Okay, zinc, magnesium, phosphorus. Okay. So magnesium is great to help lower and regulate the blood pressure, convert blood sugar to energy. Okay, it's very nice. So I think it's all you can go through it. But so last word around this base. So if I to heat it or boil it and cook it and eat it, there is no use. Why? Because the proteins get degenerated. So you might have heat in a fresh. That is not possible for us. So how to preserve the proteins or testosterone? Then comes the use of Ayurhomeo, where you can preserve this substance along with the herbs which I have told. Simply putting the goat testis into the alcohol will do nothing job. It get denatured. Getting the point? So basically, the tattva of Ayurveda, I told you, Samanya Vishesha Siddhanta, believes in similarities of all substances, always the cause of increase or decrease. Okay. So in the same way, I just have gone in depth of that. Yeah. So almost we have having to, I explained this one also, how to prepare and how to store other things. It has been written there. So dosage starts with 1 drop BD, then it can increase as per the need. So cardioprotective, hypertension, diabetes mellitus, so you'll be able to use it. So now this is the question hour. So we'll have 7 to 8 minutes now. Please, whatever the questions you have, you can ask. And if you need more time, so we will log into the Google Meet. Okay. So it's your time now. So, Dr. Parimala, Jilby John, any doubts you can ask. Anyone? If no one is having any doubt, so it's better that you understood everything, so that we can wind up the class. So any doubts, you can ask me in the WhatsApp. So I mean to say is that what? So along with the medicine, if you are able to add the heart of the freshly collected goat's heart, so that will be very much helpful to give the donors protein, by which it will initiate the healing process or the healing of the myocardial infarction. The scar tissue will get regenerated, every possibility. So I have been experiencing so many cases, so only I am here to share you these things. So it's very much absolutely, it does not require any other medicines or any other kashaya or any other substituents. Along with this, you give only this much will do the job. Because as we understood that giving more medicine, it's of no use, because it will destroy much of pitta, much of digestion, much of liver. So you give a minute dosage which will initiate, because body knows how to regenerate. It is not getting the proper channel. So heart muscles is able to regenerate, but it's not having the sufficient protein or sufficient material to regenerate. So the process of pathophysiology of MI, it goes like this, no? Whenever the rasa rakta mamsa meda get affected, then only the MI is being developed, no? So henceforth, what it is really required that, so you give the basic treatment such that give Livizyme, Livef, accordingly give all these medicines such that improve the absorption and assimilation power. Okay, and ask the patient to take a bath with Kshirabala Taila. So what will Kshirabala Taila will do means, no, don't go for Kshirabala only, because you can take the base is for all the Taila. It is of Tila, that is sesame oil. Sesame oil has enough and more calcium. So whenever it is been applied, what will happen? The calcium substance get entered when we start working in the sun, along with the presence of oil in our skin. So there is bioavailability of vitamin D will be very much more. Henceforth, we get abundance of calcium. So it's been told that for a healthy individual requires 1000 mg of calcium. So if you take one egg, maybe 6 to 7 mg, you get it. You take a glass of milk, again you get around about 5 mg. And to complete 1000 mg, remember how much egg and milk you have to take. So it's not really possible for any one of us. So what we have to do is that to develop a healthy lifestyle, that is follow the dinacharya. In dinacharya, I have been every time stressing that abhyangam acharet nityam sa jara shrama vataha tushti priyanam sutuk ayhu dadarekut. It means that, see, you apply the oil and take bath, give a good massage and take bath daily, such that what will happen? You retain your muscle structure. It means that what muscles require? A calcium. So whenever there is no much calcium in your body, so even the heart muscle starts weakened. So what we have to do is that ask the patient to follow the dinacharya by just giving some ecosprin or some prabhakaravati or some other medicines does not do the job, because we have to understand one thing: food is the ultimate medicine. So correct his lifestyle. Why he got the disease? Because of his improper lifestyle. So you correct his lifestyle, by which he will be happy, not for now, forever. So that's why whatever we give medicine, along with that, we have to give the advice of what dinacharya is. So one day we will handle the dinacharya and how and what are all the scientific explanation that we can do, and what are all the things we can possibly work out in our day-to-day life. Being a busy practitioner, all the doctors will fail to look after their health itself, because say they keep on advising, keep on attending the seminar like these, hundreds of seminars. So they do not have to time to look care of for themselves. So initially, let us follow the dinacharya, okay, and let us be happy and healthy. Do some meditation, yogasana, pranayama, okay. So if possibly, I have taught you regarding the nadi chikitsa. If possibly, sometimes you just go through your nadi and which is deficiency and treat accordingly. Moreover, whenever we are happy, everything is being coordinated by your mind. So mind will coordinate our vata pitta kapha dosha. So much more important is that we should be happy, then only all the disease can subside. With tension, nothing can do the job. So first of all, when the patient comes, relieve his tension, remove his bhaya, then everything will go perfectly. Okay, thank you very much. Have a good day. Okay, fine. I think no one else has the question, so we'll end this session over here. Okay, thank you. Thank you, one and all. Bye.
Thank you.
Okay, bye. Take care.